we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
That I just want to take 1 second to address something that I just read in the media about what's going on with COVID-19, aka the coronavirus. I saw some headlines on it, and I've been real concerned about the way the media is laying out the virus. I think that they're making things worse by trying to scare the hell out of people. There's studies that show that people react more to fear than they react to desire or anything else. That fear is what drives almost everything. It's what politicians use to get your vote, especially on black folks. I mean, think about this. Think about how often they use fear to tell you, oh my God, if the other person gets elected, it's going to be the end of the world and stuff like that. And the media does the same thing, because studies show that panic headlines tend to draw the most attention, the most clicks, the most views, all the things that need to make money. So no better time to fearmonger than during, the current crisis, right? Which really gives you legitimate reasons to be concerned. I mean, this coronavirus, you shouldn't mess around with it. You shouldn't act like it's not real. You shouldn't act like it's not a big deal. But at the same time, panicking actually usually gives you something worse to worry about. It's like, remember when your mama used to say, you better stop crying before I give you something to cry about? And you realize, like, okay, I'm about to get a whooping, but I at least probably should stop crying or something because I don't want to make it worse. Well, a lot of times if you panic, then you're giving yourself something to panic about. When you panic and you freak out, you're making things worse, typically. So right now, the entire country is in panic mode, freak out mode, and and everybody's just having anxiety attacks. Alicia, my fiance, she sees patients, and her patients are all having anxiety over all kinds of stuff related to the coronavirus, stuff like that. She doesn't talk to me about her patients; she's not allowed to do that. But generally, basically, there are lots of people that are asking her advice on how to sort of manage all this chaos. And the crazy thing is that a lot of the people that are panicking are people that don't have a single coronavirus case in their town, like people that are 1,000 miles away from any cases anywhere, but they're freaking out almost as if they're going to die, especially older people. And so why did I bring this up? Well, the reason I brought it up is because today I saw another headline designed to monger fear, and it said something like one person was a coronavirus is killing more than one person an hour in New York City. Now, one person an hour, death is always a sad thing most of the time. It's not cool to see somebody die, without a doubt. And we're not making light of this at all. But I think we should put this in perspective. New York City is a very big place. Last I checked, I think New York City had between 8 and 10 million people. Between 8 and 10 million people. And Joseph Stalin used to have this old saying that he used to use. Joseph Stalin used to be the president of Russia. And he said, one death is a tragedy and 1 million deaths is a statistic. And the point of that, to me, is that when you tell the story of one death out of 8 million people, you can elevate that death and make everybody think, oh my God, I'm going to die next. It's going to happen to me next. Oh my God, right? When really your chances of that happening to you next are greater or lower than your chances of winning the Powerball. And so when they say 1 hour, one death per hour, this is not making light of that. My heart goes out to everybody who has to go through what the virus and whatever reason they're dying. Let's just put that into context. Now, if you do the research, so remember, we're talking about one death per hour. New York City has a death there's a death in New York City every 9.1 minutes, according to NYC.gov, 2018 statistics. Every 9.1 minutes, somebody in New York dies. My sister used to work on autopsies at the coroner's office. She said people die all the time every day that look just like you and me, who live normal, healthy lives just like you and I, and they die anytime. That's what led me to start talking to you all a lot about life insurance and estate planning, because she said that it was a wake-up call to see these people, like she sees some lady that's the same age as her who had no underlying risk factors, who just died, just for whatever, or maybe she slipped and fell down the steps and died, right? So people die all the time every day. And I don't think that it's helping when you say, oh my God, one New Yorker is dying every hour. Well, just so you know, about, let me see here, 158 people per day die in New York City. What does that amount to? 158. Somebody divide 158 by 24 hours in a day for me. I should have did the calculation before we started talking. Let's see here. I'm going to pull up a calculator. What's 158 deaths a day, 158, divided by 24 hours. So 6.58 people already die per hour in New York City. So New York already has 6.5 people an hour that die just because it's New York, just because that's life, just because death happens. So when you say one person, the coronavirus is killing one New Yorker per hour, is that reason is that something to take note of? Absolutely. I mean, we definitely don't want viruses, run around unchecked. But what I've also always thought about is that there's lots of viruses running around unchecked. Do you know how many people in Atlanta alone have HIV? Like I heard a young guy talking about basically where he said, this is why I tell you guys not to go rejecting your sons because they're gay. He said, all my friends have HIV. He said, if you ain't got it, people think something's wrong with you, that you need to go out and get it because that's a rite of passage. In his circle, in his particular space, that's what he said to me. Now, is that true? I don't know. I don't roll with that particular clique. But when I heard that, I said, whoa, so nobody's talking about this. So the thing is that you got stuff out here, that's killing people every day. You're talking about a virus that kills more people than Corona. Go to Chicago, man. You got young brothers being shot up in the street. These cartels coming from Mexico, causing all kinds of death and chaos and destruction in the hood. That's worse than the coronavirus for black people. So I'm not sitting here trying to say that it's not a big deal. My point on this is to say, and remember, I want to make this 100% clear. I want to repeat this so nobody misinterprets what I'm saying. I'm not saying the coronavirus isn't a big deal. I'm not saying to ignore it. I'm not saying that it's all a complete hoax. I'm saying that the media is using this as to scare people, to get you to read their newspapers, to get you to watch their TV shows, and it's despicable. I also think that there is something to be said about the potential in terms of people politicizing it and deliberately overreacting to make this a political phenomenon when as of this point, Corona has not killed a whole bunch of people. I saw a guy today on Facebook, a brother, who said, I had coronavirus. I was just diagnosed with COVID-19. So I watched the video. Now I'm looking for symptoms. I'm looking for, him to be sick. I'm like, is he going to be okay? Is he going to die? He sounded as healthy as I sound talking to you right now. For all I know, think about this. I'm a little bit of a public figure, not too much. I'm not getting into that. But I shake a lot of hands. I meet a lot of people. And when all this started up, I noticed, I said, I bet you that public figures have a greater likelihood of getting it than regular people because you shake so many hands. When you meet people, there's a physical touch involved. And so I'm having the hand sanitizer everywhere, but I'm sitting there thinking, man, like we're a big candidate. So I told Alicia, I said, as soon as I get done with this thing in Atlanta, I'm going home and I'm going to sit there where I'm not moving. So who knows? Maybe I got it. But I coughed this week. I had a couple of sneezes this week. But does it matter if I'm okay? Does it matter if I'm not dying? Does it matter if there's no long-term physical damage? I think that for 80%, Dr. Jennifer Cottle out of Philadelphia, who's been doing the rounds on all the shows to talk about the coronavirus, she was basically saying that 80% of the people that get it are fine. Like they just recover, just like the flu. But there are people that get some long-term damage, and there are senior citizens who are more likely to be killed by it. So if you talk about one New Yorker per hour dying, you really are talking about most of the time that person's going to be somebody who could have died from something else anyway. That, like Reggie's saying, I agree with you, Reggie Griffin. Cigarettes, if you really want to start eliminating shit that's killing people, how many people die a year from tobacco smoke? Right? How many people die every year from, let's Google that, shall we? How many people Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. And what's up on Instagram? I want to say hi to my Instagram friends. My Instagram is the real Boyce Watkins. So follow me on Instagram. How many people die each year from? Let's type in diabetes. Let's see. Diabetes causes 79,535 deaths per year. So I'm gonna write that down. Okay, 79,535 from diabetes. So they might as well call it killabetes because you're gonna die if you fuck around with diabetes. Okay, how many people die each year from cancer? Let's see, cancer deaths per year. Let's see. Come on, give me a number. Give me a number. Give me a number. Don't give me a whole bunch of random shit. Just give me a number. Let me see here. Man, damn, I hate when they don't get to the point. Give me. Google usually will just give me one number. Okay, I'm not gonna do cancer. We'll check that out later. Heart disease. A lot of folks in your family get heart disease because we like to eat the soul food and don't let nobody tell us any different. 647,000 Americans die each year from heart disease. Heart disease accounts for 1 in 4 deaths in America. So let's just keep it 100 real quick. Can we do this? Can I make this statement and still be loved? Can I make this statement? Give me a yes or no. Can I make this statement and not be misconstrued? I hope it's okay. Give me a yes or no. Can I make this statement and not have anybody going out here lying and saying that I'm playing down the coronavirus epidemic? Can I get your commitment that when you hear somebody say, when you go around, because people misconstrue, like the whole Lizzo conversation, when I was talking about that, the white media, you know how they do. That's what white people gonna keep on acting white. It's okay. But they completely misconstrued what I was saying about Lizzo to the point where they were defending a person who promotes obesity, coonery, and mammyism. They were defending all that by basically doing what Oprah and Gayle did when Snoop came out and said what he said about Gayle. They made it all about victimhood. There are people that are professional victims, so they made it victimhood. This ugly, this mean, nasty black man, he was being mean to a black woman because black men are filled with toxic masculinity, right? So I hope that you guys can make sure. I need your defense on this because that's what they're gonna do. Anybody who comes with an ounce of truth, they try to make it into something that it's not. So I try to repeat myself 1,000 times just for the dumb motherfuckers in the back. Here's what I want to say. If you really want to go fight a virus, if you really want to fight an epidemic, why don't you start? I mean, if you really want to fight an epidemic that's really killing motherfuckers, where people are really dying, why don't we declare war on heart disease? How about we go out and we challenge the Lizzos of the world? Lizzo's popularity alone has probably caused thousands of deaths just from people thinking that it's okay to eat another cheeseburger. Like as long as it's good to be the fat bitch because I can twerk and I can really. What's the death rate? If you compare the death rate of coronavirus, your likelihood of dying if you have coronavirus, with your likelihood of dying if you have heart disease, which one do you think is higher? Which do you think is higher? The death rate from coronavirus or the death rate from heart disease? So if I need the Council of Intelligent Black People to give me, this is an emergency state of our country, and I need to call a meeting of the Council of Intelligent Black People. I got my Vicky Diller gavel. I'm calling a meeting of the Council of Intelligent Black People, and I need you to give me executive powers for about 5 minutes. I need you to make me the king of the earth for 5 minutes so that I can implement some executive authority here and declare a state of emergency. So if you give me that power, just say yes. Say yes. If I can have just 5 minutes to be the king of the earth, and I will make my declaration, my proclamation that will save far more lives than the coronavirus situation ever will. Do I have that power? Okay, I see some yeses. Thank you. All right. So by the power invested in me by intelligent black people all throughout the world, I declare war on several factors that are killing people, particularly black people. I declare war on toxic, sickening soul food that's killing us every year. I declare war on heart disease. I declare war on the promotion of obesity as a good thing. It doesn't mean you should be embarrassed. A lot of us deal with obesity. A lot of us have. I that's been my fight my whole life. But I don't win the fight by enabling myself to go kill myself, and then acting like it's the white man's fault. The white man did not put that extra chicken leg in my mouth. He did not put those Twizzlers in my mouth. He did not go like Lizzo and tell me that it's okay to be the fat bitch. Okay, so I declare war on heart disease. That's my first executive order. We're going to declare war on heart disease. We're going to promote healthy lifestyles in our community. Even if you ain't healthy, we're going to say we love you. I love you very much, Lizzo, but you need to stop promoting this idea that it's okay to be 400 pounds. And, like, it's not okay. It's not okay to be cooning. It's not okay to be on TikTok simulating that you're giving a man oral sex. That's not cool. That's not healthy for our children. Lots of little black girls die because they go through all kinds of hell because they've been sexualized at an early age. So if we're talking about saving lives, let's start there. I declare war also on diabetes. Diabetes is a problem in our community. It's something that we don't talk about. We'll talk all day about somebody, little Tyrone got shot by the cops, but won't talk all day about all the black folks that are dying because we just choose to eat things that are killing us. Again, I'm not preaching to nobody because I am not a health food nut. I don't go to vegan spots to eat on a regular basis. You have to drag me in. But when I go in there, I like the food, but I don't choose the vegan spot on my own. So I'm as sick as everybody else. But I want to declare war on something that's actually killing a lot of people. I also declare war. Last piece here. This is important. I'm using my temporary executive privilege you guys have granted me as king of the world, and I declare war on all you motherfuckers out here having nasty, unprotected sex with random ass people. Like, seriously, and no disrespect, I'm not dissing you. Sex is wonderful. Sex is great. You should try it if you haven't. But here's what I would say is that, when you're talking about viruses spreading around unchecked, there's a reason why actually African American women, from what last time I saw, they are the highest growing risk factor of catching HIV. Now, whose fault is it? It's nobody's fault. It's not a blame game. What it is that you have situations where people lay down and they sleep together and they don't protect themselves, and we laugh it off. Like, we think it's funny when a guy has 9 kids with 8 different women, but what you don't think about is what's underneath that. That means that guy's been having a lot of unprotected sex. So ladies, when you go date a man who has a bunch of kids with a bunch of women, the bigger question is not just why did you have all those kids? The bigger question is, why did you not even think enough about yourself or about other people to at least put a condom on before you decided to go do your thing? I'm not dissing people. I'm not judging. When I talked about Lizzo a couple months ago, people said I was slut shaming, and they make up these stupid words that justify their ignorant ass behavior. But I was like, no, I'm not slut shaming. You could be a slut. I don't care. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But what I'm saying is, that maybe some intelligent thinking in terms of how we conduct our lives might make a difference for us, right? What I'm shaming is irresponsibility, stupidity, and selfishness. Like, for example, I talked to somebody about Kobe Bryant the other day, and I said, Kobe, I love Kobe. Kobe was great, and I felt that Gayle King, what she did was ridiculous. Kobe Bryant has never been proven to have raped anybody, and I think that should be noted, right? That Gayle was out of line. I said my issue with Kobe was, why are you, in the age of Magic Johnson, playing for the same team as Magic, just a few years after Magic got diagnosed with HIV, why are you, Kobe? And I say this again, I need to be able to say this and still be loved, so I hope y'all don't get mad at me. I know people, y'all worship your heroes and all that, and Kobe's great basketball player, but I would, if he were my son or my friend, I would say, come on, man, you're married to this woman and you are having unprotected sex with a woman that you just met who was so nasty that she had the semen of 3 different men in her panties when she fucked you. Are you kidding me? Are you serious, bro? Like, on what planet does that make any damn sense? If you go back and you give your wife some sort of disease, and it happens a lot. I mean, people get infected by their spouses all the time. It's just nobody talks about it. You don't talk about viruses being spread. I believe more viruses get spread through sex than anything else. And I'm not dissing, I'm not hating, I'm not attacking, I'm not ridiculing, I'm not shaming anybody, because everybody has sex. It's totally okay. What I'm just trying to say is, if you're gonna do what you do in the dark, at least try to think about the people that you care about. And I said that was my issue with Kobe. I don't believe he raped anybody, but I think if anybody was victimized by his behavior, it was his wife. So That's my two, and it wasn't just the infidelity part. The infidelity part, y'all can judge that if you want to. Honestly, that stuff happens all the time. I don't even feel qualified to judge infidelity because people cheat in their marriages for different reasons. You don't know what's going on in that marriage. I'm not even judging that. I'm saying if you're out here doing your thing, why would you be out raw dogging with nasty ass, crazy ass hoes? That lady was crazy and she was a hoe. She was a crazy hoe. I'm sorry. It's not politically correct to say that, but she was on psychiatric medication. She had tried to kill herself 2 or 3 times that year, and she had semen from several men in her panties when she slept with Kobe. That makes her crazy, and that makes her a hoe. So you got all this to lose. You got a family back at home. You got a wife, all this other stuff. You sleeping with a crazy hoe that you just met 90 minutes earlier, and you're not even using a condom. That's like a suicide mission to me. That's far worse than the coronavirus. That's worse than when the NBA player thought, he was joking about having the coronavirus and he touched all the microphones and everybody got mad at him, and I agree that they should have. But that's worse than that. So because coronavirus, I imagine the mortality rate of HIV might be higher than coronavirus. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the comparisons. I doubt that the HIV mortality rate is lower than 1 or 2%. But coronavirus in the U.S., the mortality rate is about 1%. And usually half of those people, at least half of them, are senior citizens, right? So my point on all this is to say that, thank you. So I'm going to hand back my executive privileges now. I appreciate you letting me be king of the earth for 5 minutes. I thank you for letting me say this and still be loved. I know I'm not going to be loved by everybody, but that comes with the territory. Everybody don't love the truth. And that's why I tell you, if you're not into truth, if you're not into common sense, if you're not into intelligence, then this is not the platform for you. I think that right now we have a society that has lost its damn mind. I think that if you talk about it from an investing standpoint, which on the Black Financial Channel, we cover that all day long. So if you want to ask questions about the investing stuff or want to talk about that, just go to the Black Financial Channel on YouTube, and there's a ton of content there. I think that from an investment standpoint, it's a great opportunity to buy stock because everybody's freaking out. I also think that from a societal standpoint, I don't think there's anything wrong with you if you are a person who says, look, I'm not going to freak out over this virus. I'm going to just wash my hands, do social distancing, stay home for a couple weeks, and be cool. I don't see it as the end of the world. Even if 10 million people got the virus, it still wouldn't be the end of the world because there are other things out here killing more people that have a much higher mortality rate than anything else. Seriously, I mentioned them. Diabetes, heart disease, and HIV all have higher mortality rates than the coronavirus, all of which are being spread on a regular basis. Not so much spread through physical touch. Diabetes, you can't get it from touching somebody, but we do have social contagion. We have psychological contagion. Psychological contagion comes from the habits that we give to each other, the cultural norms that we pass to our children, what we market in media. When Lizzo is out performing and telling everybody it's okay to be 400 pounds and to not even worry about even thinking about ways to improve yourself, then Lizzo is more contagious than the coronavirus ever could be because psychology is contagious. If you don't believe me, look around you right now. The biggest virus being spread throughout society right now is the virus called fear. Fear is far more contagious than any virus ever known in the history of man. And that's what I'm seeing, and that's my breakdown. Only smart people are going to get it. Some dummies are going to get mad. So anyway, I got to go, guys. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the share button. Hit the subscribe button. Join. Let me see. I want to give you guys something to do. Oh, you know what? If you want to support the platform, some of you are asking that. Go to intelligentblackpeople.com. That's intelligentblackpeople.com. We have a League of Intelligent Black People. Also, you guys know that we're building a film industry. We want black people to take over the film industry. So we're supporting black filmmakers. So we'd love for you to register for our Black Movie Nights. We're going to do them at least once a month, maybe a couple times a month. They're like digital film festivals. So you can go to blackmovienight.net. That's blackmovienight.net if you'd like to be a part of that as well. So if you have a film and you want people to see it, feel free to apply. And if you're just a consumer and you just like good black theater and good black cinema and a good black party, then feel free to register to come to the event. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Have a good day, and I will see you soon. Take care. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on